So today we are going to talk about factoring a greatest common factor. The first thing we're going to talk about is your definition here. Greatest common factor, or a GCF, it's the largest number that will divide evenly into two numbers. So for 25 and 15, they have a GCF of 5. I know that if I list my factors of 25, things that multiply to 25, I have 1 times 25. There isn't one that works with 2, so 2 is out. There isn't one that works with 3. There isn't one that works with 4. But 5 times 5 works. So 25, my factors are 1, 2, and 5. Or, excuse me, 1, 5, and 25. If I look at 15, I know 15 is 1 times 15. 2 times, that one doesn't work. 3 times 5 will give me 15. And then there isn't one that works with 4. So I'm back at 5 and I'm done. So my factors of 15 are 1, 3, 5, and 15. And if I look at those two numbers, they have one number in common. They both have 5, and that also is the biggest number they have in common. So I know that's my greatest common factor. Today we're going to talk about finding the GCF for polynomials, and I'm going to go ahead and look at your first problem here. All right, so when I want to factor out my GCF, I'm going to look for two things. The first thing I'm going to look for is my smallest coefficient. What I mean by coefficient is the smallest number out front. So notice we have 24, we have 8, and we have 8. So my smallest number out front is 8. Then I want to take the other three numbers, so the 24, the 8, and the 8, and make sure I can divide them each by my coefficient. So if I divide 24 by 8, divide 8 by 8, and divide 8 by 8, I want to get an even number every time. No decimals, no fractions. Well, when I do 24 divided by 8, I get 3, so this one works. When I do 8 divided by 8, I get 1, so that one works. And when I do 8 divided by 8, I get 1 again. That works. Because these are all even numbers, they have no decimals, no fractions, that means that 8 is going to be part of my GCF. The next thing I need to look at is my smallest exponent. In order to take an x out of my equation, in order for x to be part of my GCF, each of my things here, my terms, has to have an x. Notice right here, this one doesn't. Technically, this is 8x to the power of 0, so my smallest exponent is 0. But when I do x to the power of 0, it's really just 1, so it's kind of like I'm taking out 8 times 1. But we don't have to write that because that's just the same as 8. So really, we don't have any x's that we can take out. Anytime you have one term that's like all by itself, no x's involved, you're just going to have a GCF that's a number without any x's involved. So my next step is I'm going to divide each of my terms by 8 and figure out what I have left over when I take 8 out. I'm going to write 8 out front. When I do negative 24 divided by 8, I'm just dividing these two, I get negative 3. Since I don't have any x's, all right, we have negative 12x to the 5th minus 2x cubed plus 20x. So the first thing I want to look for is my smallest coefficient. I'm going to abbreviate. In my coefficients, we have 12, we have 2, we have 20. So my smallest coefficient is going to be 2. And we want to look at, oh, I don't want to say 3. We want to look at number 2, our smallest exponent. Or really you're looking for like the least numbers of x's. So I notice we have x to the power of 5, x to the power of 3, and then we just have x. So x to the first will be my smallest. That means that in theory, 2x to the first should be my GCF, but I still have to make sure that everything can be divided evenly by 2. So if it can, 2 is going to be my GCF. If not, we might have to get rid of the 2. So can I do 12 divided by 2? I can. Can I do 2 divided by 2? I can. And can I do 20 divided by 2? I can. So we are going to use 2. So that means my GCF is going to be 2 to the power of x. We're going to divide each of these by 2x. For the first one, we're going to start out by doing negative 12 divided by 2. Just divide your numbers. When I do that, I get negative 6. When I want to divide my exponents or my variables, we're going to subtract our exponents. So if I'm doing x to the 5th over x to the 1st, we're really doing x to the 5 minus 1, which is x to the 4th. So we're going to have negative 6x to the 4th. For my next one, negative 2 divided by 2 gives me a negative 1. And we're going to subtract our exponents, so 3 minus 1 gives me 2. And then for our last one, 20 divided by 2 is 10. X divided by x, they each cancel each other out. It's kind of like you're doing 1 minus 1, which gives you 0. So we don't have any x's on that last term. When we rewrite it, we want to put our GCF out front. So we have 2x times negative 6x to the 4th minus x squared plus 10. If you put the 1 in front of your x squared, that's totally fine too. All right, number 3, we have negative 15x squared y to the 5th plus 40x y to the 6th plus 30x y to the 4th. So I notice my smallest number out front is 15. So we know our smallest number is 15. So I'm going to write the smallest, 1, 5. So I want to see if I can do 15 divided by 15, 40 divided by 15, and 30 divided by 15. If I do 15 divided by 15, I get 1. If I do 40 divided by 15, I get 2.66. So because I get a decimal, that means that 15 is not a part of my GCF. 15 will not be the answer. But what I want to look at is what numbers go into 15. Well, we looked at 15 right at the beginning of this, and we said 1 times 15 gives me 15, and 3 times 5. Those are the only two things you can multiply together to get 15. Well, I've already eliminated 15 from this list, so I want to look at the next biggest number. I want to look at 5. And I want to say, okay, can my numbers out front, 15, 40, and 30, can they be divided by 5? Well, I know I can do 15 divided by 5. That one works. 40 divided by 5 also works, and 30 divided by 5 works. So that means 5 is going to be part of my GCF. Now notice this one has 2 variables. We have x and y. So I'm going to start with x, and I want to look at what's the smallest number of x's I have. For the first one, I have 2. For the second term, I have 1. And for the third term, I have 1. So since 1 is the smallest, we're going to do x to the power of 1. You could just write x. You don't have to do the 1. And then we're going to look at our y's. I have 5 y's, I have 6 y's, and I have 4. So my smallest number of y's was 4. So my GCF is going to be 5x y to the 4th. Now I'm at the point where I need to go ahead and divide everything by my GCF. So we're going to divide by 5x y to the 4th, divide by 5x y to the 4th, and divide by 5x y to the 4th. Again, you're going to divide your numbers out front. So I'm going to do negative 15 divided by 5. That gives me negative 3. We're subtracting our exponents. So for my x's, I'm doing 2 minus 1. That gives me x to the power of 1. For my y's, I'm doing 5 minus 4. So that gives me y to the power of 1 as well. If I do 40 divided by 5, I get 8. No, I get 7. No, I get 8. Sorry. I haven't done math in a minute. It is 8. And then if I look at my x's, I have 1x for each. So my x's cancel out. We don't have any x's. And then if I do y to the power of 6 minus 4, that gives me 2. And then my last term. We have 30 divided by 5. That is 6. Notice they both have x's. 1 minus 1 gives me 0. These guys cancel. And then they both have 4 y's. So 4 minus 4 gives me 0, so my y's cancel too. So this is my answer with my GCF factored out. If I want to write my final answer, we would have our GCF out front, 5x y to the 4th times negative 3xy. You do not have to write the ones for your exponents, plus 8y squared plus 6. And that would be my final answer. All right, my last problem. Again, we're going to start by looking at our smallest number out front. So our smallest number, and in this case, we have 81, we have 18, and we have 63. So we're going to look at 18. I want to see if I can do 81 divided by 18, if I can do 18 divided by 18, and if I can do 63 divided by 18. Well, right off the bat, we have 81 divided by 18. That gives me 4.5. Again, I got a fraction, so I know that this is not going to work. 18 is not part of my GCF, but let's look at 18. I want to list the numbers that I can multiply to get to 18. I know I can do 1 times 18. I know I can do 2 times 9. I know I can do 3 times 6. And then if I go up to 4, I can't multiply 4 by anything and get 18. So those are my options. Again, we've already eliminated one of them. We know 18 doesn't work. So we want to look at the next biggest, 9. I want to say, can I do 81 divided by 9? Can I do 18 divided by 9? And can I do 63 divided by 9? Well, I know 81 divided by 9 equals 9. I know 18 divided by 9 is 2. And then 63 divided by 9 is 7. So 9 is going to be a part of my GCF. Now if I look at my x's, we have x cubed, we have x to the 5th, and we have x cubed. Remember, you want to use your smallest exponent, so we're going to do x to the power of 3. And then if I look at my y's, we have y to the 6th, y to the 4th, and y to the 4th. Again, you want to do your smallest exponent, so you're going to use y to the 4th. So that means that is what I'm dividing each of my terms by. I'm going to use the yellow. So we're going to divide by 9, x cubed, y to the 4th, divide by 9, x cubed, y to the 4th, and divide by 9, x cubed, y to the 4th. When I do this, we're doing 81 divided by 9, which gives me 9. For my x's, we're subtracting our exponents. So when I do 3 divided by 3, I get 0, and my x's cancel. If I do 6 minus 4, I have 2 left over. And then my next term, we're doing 18 divided by n, or divided by 9, excuse me, that gives me 2. If we subtract our exponents, 5 minus 3 is 2, and they both have 4 for our y's, so they cancel out. My last one, negative 63 divided by 9 is negative 7. I have 3 x's on top and the bottom, so they cancel out. 4 y's on the top and the bottom, so they cancel out too. So for my final answer, I need my GCF out front. We said it was 9 x cubed y to the 4th. And we're going to multiply that by what we just found, 9 y squared plus 2x squared minus 7. All right, thank you for watching, and good luck on your homework.